Cycling and walking are the answer to so many of the issues that we have as a society, be it cost of living, be it health, be it climate change, that it has to be the answer, almost by default.
Absolutely lovely afternoon. We walked the Greenspace Parks route from Three Mills, which is the oldest, in East London at least, mill house still standing. We walked on that Limehouse Cut to the Grade 1 listed St Anne's Church, up the Regent's Canal, through all the parks and gardens, reaching towards Stratford on River Lee. It's been a wonderful, wonderful afternoon, and I think we enjoyed it.
Yes!
So this is my commute to work. It takes about an hour. It's about 8 miles. It involves a train and a tram and very little walking, and costs about £6.55 each way. Obviously I can get a tram card, it's a bit cheaper, but I'm just doing it once, that's fine. And I don't get much exercise doing it, and I don't really enjoy it. So I thought, is there a greener way to commute? So this is my alternative commute.
It is really heartbreaking to think that in a nature reserve we have streams where there are no insects, no birds that we can see, no fish. They are devoid of life, and that is absolutely not what we should be seeing. And we want to make sure that when we're seeing these periods of hot weather, that we know residents and our communities have space to play, to paddle, to cool down, and right now that just isn't safe.
There are signs up saying don't go into the water because it's polluted. Sewage fungus coats all those plants, as it does the Willesden Brook, and there's been one of the most significant pollution events on the Willesden Brook up in Harrow and Brent in the last 40 years, and the authorities are obviously responding, but at the point that people are appreciating their green spaces more and their blue spaces more and are visiting these rivers and parks, and we're restoring them and giving them greater sort of vulnerability but also rich environments, that's the point we need to make sure all our laws are applied every single time. And when polluters break the law, we want to see them in court. When water companies break the law, we want to see directors fined and in prison.
Today I feel a little bit like an amateur walker. I thought, it doesn't look that cold. It's like 3 degrees. I mean, it's not even freezing. But my hands are freezing. And I'm walking around holding a metal pole, which isn't helping matters. And I could do with a better hat. About to go over a railway bridge. Looks like we got some steps. I mean, look at this. Just quite a lovely ridge to walk along. Just film walking along. Oh, the birds everywhere. It's lovely in this light as well. So I'm just going to do a little time lapse, I think. So for the past month or so, I've been walking and reviewing slowways routes which make up part of the Yule web. And it's been lots of fun. I've been filming them in different ways and I'm trying to share my experience of walking these routes. Here's a few clips.
I'm Abigail Woodman. I'm chair of East London Waterworks Park and I've been involved since the beginning. What could we do to create an environment, a place that did what we wanted it to do, that managed the land and the environment in the way that we thought is the right way to do it. And so yeah, it's driven by a kind of desire to show that what we want to do is possible. This project is all about imagining the world that we want to live in. It's about creating the world that we want to live in. So think about what you want and come and be part of the project and make it happen.
I've lived near the marsh for getting on for 35 years and I've been involved in various bits of stuff on the marsh for about 20 years. I'm not an expert on anything, but I'm the sort of person who sort of runs around in the background editing planning submissions and helping to plant trees. These plane trees, this absolutely magnificent avenue which, you know, as you walk along, it's one of the sights of the marsh, I think.
So if we'd come here about 250 years ago, as Tim says, this would have been open land as far as the eye can see, going north, going south. That is the boundary marker for the London County Council. When the London County Council was created, this was the edge of London.
You can see the signs, permit holders only. So only about 3 years ago, it wasn't controlled parking. And the whole place was just like absolutely jammed with cars. So people come and commuter park and go to one of the stations nearby. So when they brought in the permit, this is what happened. It's like, there's just masses of space that is just doing nothing. And so I was walking through thinking, well, and it's just such a waste of space and it could be really nice. And also there were just kind of bits of scrubby land up there. And there was this weird area here which was just tarmac and nobody really knew why it was tarmac. This has all happened in the space of 3 weeks, where we've gone from a kind of very small little group just doing gardening and trying to make it look a bit better to having you guys come and help us to create quite a big like space there.
Love Lane Community Garden began as a clean-up initiative in November 2015. The site is metropolitan open land and had become heavily fly-tipped. The community came together to organise litter picks and park donations and began to cultivate an area, create a garden, allotment and play areas. It is still an ongoing project and the community hopes to encourage further wildlife to return to the area.
My name is Gary. We are at the small quarter outside our new shed, and yeah, this is our community garden. This has been a community garden for, say, around 6 to 9 months, but we've only recently started the green social prescribing. We've just run our first session, so people are recommended to come down by the doctor or through the NHS, and you can recommend they come and spend time in green spaces for their mental well-being and to meet people and learn about things such as gardening and beekeeping.
It's too much day to day. We're chasing our lives away. What's it worth? Our lives. Are we human? Are we real? Have we agency? Is this the deal? See suffering all around. Try to send out love. Keep our feet on the ground. Are we human? Are we real? I see colors when I feel songs in cartoon. I wrote one down to make this tune. And if that makes me crazy, well, it no longer hurts. I finally found our worth. Our worth is more than 1,000 stars, more than your planes and cars, more than a battlefield, more than your palace of steel. Our worth is less than 1,000 trees, less than the flies and bees, less than a mama's touch. We're passing through and not worth that much. That much, but we're worth so much, so much. Can I tell you a secret now? I don't really know how to talk to you today. What I really want to say is I love you and I see you and I feel your power and pain. I know that we're all winging it. I've no fuel for these games. Oh, are we human? Are we real? I see colors when I feel songs in cartoon. I wrote one down to make this two. If you get tired thinking that you're less than for a while, remember all the colors of your heart, And if you get tired thinking that you're less than for a while, remember all the colors of your heart, your heart. Our worth is more than 1,000 stars, more than your planes and cars, more than a battlefield, more than your palace of steel. Our worth is less than 1,000 trees, less than the flies and bees, less than a mama's touch. We're passing through and not worth that much, but we're up so much, so much. Oh, there's more than 1,000 stars.